Um, my name is Rushikesh Chavan. I head the Habitats Trust. Habitats Trust is an organization that was started by Roshni Nada Malhotra and Shikhar Malhotra. They run, she's the chairperson of HCL Tech. They're India's biggest philanthropist. And the Habitats Trust is part of the larger group. The Habitats Trust in last 6 years has been working towards addressing challenges that come out of biodiversity loss, climate change, water related issues, things like that. And the idea is to find solutions to these complex issues because, as we all know, they affect us. They affect us not just for the air that you breathe or the water that you drink, but also for our economic opportunities. So the idea is to kind of maintain ecological functionality of natural ecosystems so that we can have a thriving world, and that's the Habitats Trust. So the Habitats Trust does a series of things across. We are not just probably the largest donors for working in this space, but we work on terrestrial ecosystems, forests, wetlands, grasslands. We work on marine areas, we work on whales, coral reefs. We work in the technology space a lot, and we come up with innovative solutions for very complex problems. We definitely work with a lot with communities, and how do you kind of look at behavioral change and policies and things like that. We are in the space of education, where we work with schools and trying to build in consciousness for environment among kids. So there are many things that we do. One of the things that we do is we produce films, and we've produced 190 films so far in last 6 years. These 190 films are of various kinds. Some of them are natural history films, some of them are talking about the issues that are there. And there are multiple series that have been so some of our series have won a couple of national awards. There are multiple other awards that have been we have been awarded with, and we feel grateful for that. The Northeast series that why we are here today is a very interesting series. It's made by youth of the Northeast from all the states, and they have captured not just the natural beauty of Northeast and the species and the diversity that's there, but they have also captured culture and some dying traditions. Somebody is made a film on paper making, traditional paper making. Somebody's made it on how tea is made in bamboo traditionally, or somebody is talking about a World Cup cicada. And so there are these multiple films. There are 50 of them in 22 dialects of Northeast. And I think that's an amazing collection for a series. As far as my understanding goes, there is no such series existing anywhere with so many dialects covering so many cultures and issues and biodiversity, all of that. And because it's a stories from the ground, and that is what the series says, it is, I think, extremely captivating, and it highlights some of the unsung heroes that are there, because some of these films talk about people who have been working in these areas for a really long time and nobody even knows about them. So the idea is to also highlight them, and of course we hope to provide a platform for the youth of the Northeast to be able to pursue their passion and bring out the essence of Northeast out there. These are films that are now catered to the current audiences, where everybody is complaining about attention spans. And so some of these films are very creatively done in 3 minutes. Some of them, maximum I think is about 7 minutes. And it's a daily tidbit that I think everybody needs to make their life better. The focus essentially is to put spotlight on certain things, like the biodiversity of Northeast. People have heard about it, researchers and enthusiasts know about it, but the general public of this country and internationally haven't seen it. And so this is a great opportunity to bring that forward. You guys know it well. The culture is so rich and so diverse, and when it's made by a local youth, the flavor that comes out and the way the culture has been shown in these films is a different experience to have about cultures rather than reading books or seeing documentaries made by somebody who's not from Northeast. This has a very different flavor to it. So it brings really the culture out of the, and like I said, it puts spotlight on people who have been working really hard in difficult conditions. Many times it takes 2 days to reach those spot. You have to walk. Like there's very cute two gentlemen who found the biggest rhododendron tree in probably the world. At least that's the claim. And nobody, and they've been trying to protect that tree, and such heartwarming stories also, and such people who have dedicated their lives to this. I think the outcome we are expecting is that people should know about it. People should start appreciating it, and support these young filmmakers as much as they can. With Dusty Food Productions and Green Hub, the Habitats Trust has been working a lot. I think the credit goes to Dusty Food Productions because they have nurtured this talent. They have guided them. They have trained them, and the hope is that we will continue this association for a long time. We've been associating with them for at least 2 years now, and apart from making films. With Green Hub, we also give out scholarships and fellowships to do such work, and it's literally not a funding, but a partnership that we are doing with the Green Hub, and also the local youth. Not just youth; some of them are. I think they are youth at heart, but they are doing some fabulous work there. So the idea is to take these films to every household if possible in Northeast to show, bring that pride out, of the work that happens there. So that's the outcome that we are looking for.
I'm Imrana. I'm director of Dusty Food Production and one of the executive producer for Stories from the Ground series. So this series has been special in many ways, and one of the unique aspect of this series is series is made by Green Hub Fellows, who are also the youth of from this region. So basically, in this series, they are telling their own stories. They are telling their stories in their own native languages. And for me as an executive producer, it has been overwhelming experience because I have seen this youth growing as a professional filmmaker. So working with them as a professional filmmakers has been really special. So, and in fact, this series bring a lot of good stories, beautiful stories from the ground, which are deeply connected with their knowledge, with their community's belief and culture, and so stories like we have The Last Honey Hunter today. It's from Nagaland. Chintai is going to talk more about this film. This film mainly talks about the last honey hunter in his region. And then we have Raimona. Raimona is a recently declared national park in Northeast. It's a beautiful park, and this has been first time any filmmaker has filmed this park. And also other things which we feel is very special about this series is because most of the time we talk about like a filmmaker from outside coming and talking about the region, but here one of the uniqueness of this series is the youth from the region itself talking about their films. Yeah. So the process has been, because it's a partnership between the Habitat Trust, Dusty Food and Green Hub. So we announced the call for all the Green Hub fellows, and fellows pitched their own stories. So we had a jury who hear all the stories from them, and we selected some of the stories out of them, and these are the collection of those 15 stories. And as part of the support, basically there's Habit Trust has sponsored all the films. So see, I tell you, I know all the films are very special, and one of the uniqueness, as I said, the the filmmakers are from Green Hub and from the region. That is a unique part across all 50 films. But in itself, each story has something different to communicate, has something really unique to share with all of you. So I should suggest that you should watch all of the films. But some of the films we are screening today here are the 5 films: The Last Honey Hunters, Bonaji, and Raimuna, the National Park, and Khapa, and also the Golden Thread, which is from Assam. See, honestly saying, we tried. One is according to the limited time we had for the screening and the filmmakers available, because we wanted whatever the films we screen, filmmakers should show in the screening. So basis on that and a good collection of from other regions as well. As we all know, there's a lot to know more about the Northeast. When it comes about the biodiversity, when it's come about the community culture, Northeast is really rich in that. And we really want this to come across the nation, because Habitat has international connection as well. So at the international level, people also get to know about Northeast and get to know about the youth and the richness of this region when it comes to the biodiversity, traditional practices, knowledge.
Hi, I'm Rita Banerji. I'm the founder of the Green Hub project, where it's a fellowship for youth from across the Northeast states to use video as a tool for conservation action and social change. Yeah, matlab Green Hub is the project. Organization is Dusty Food Productions. Yeah.
About your Green Hub project.
Yeah, so this particular collaboration, Stories from the Ground, which we have with the Habitat Trust, the beauty has been that all the films have been made by local filmmakers from across the region, and all of them are part of the Green Hub alumni. So they are youth from the region who've gone through the Green Hub Fellowship and are now at the regional level known filmmakers. And they are the ones who have made these set of 50 films from across the 8 states of the Northeast. The Green Hub project has been going on for the last 9 years. We have an alumni of almost 148 fellows. The collaboration with the Habitat Trust, Stories from the Ground, this is the first time we are collaborating for these 50 films. And the unique thing about Stories from the Ground is that it's supported by the Habitat Trust but made by Green Hub fellows, the Green Hub alumni. Oh, I have my personal relationship with the Northeast. Actually, my mother belongs to the Northeast, but my relationship over the years has been more work-based. I'm an environment and wildlife filmmaker, and I started the Green Hub project in 2015. And it's a fellowship program where young people from across the region, mostly from indigenous communities, from marginalized backgrounds, join us for 1 year to learn about video and storytelling, but around conservation, around environment, around wildlife conservation. And now we have a whole group of people across a whole network of youth across the region who are either working directly with the community on conservation or making films on the region. So like this 50 short film Stories from the Ground is an example of that. I really feel that, when we talk about a sustainable future, a future based on ecological security and community well-being, I feel youth are the people, youth are the ones who will enable that. But how do you give the youth that empowerment to make this future happen? So the entire Green Hub project is designed so that locally we can empower the youth to protect their own forests, protect their own rivers, protect their own community through things which are sustainable. Future is only based on collective action. Future is not individuals anymore. Future is not about profits. Future is really looking after ourselves and our future together. How do we have enough water for everybody? How do we have enough food for everybody? How do we have forests for everybody? If we don't have all of that, where's the future? So the dream is that this network of youth across the region together will create that future, which is based on positivity and solidarity. So the whole process is that every year we have an application process. It starts in December for the Northeast region. Applications are open for all youth from across the region, but mostly from rural areas, tribal communities, people who cannot afford this kind of training. Then they're selected through a phone interview, and then there's a face-to-face interview. And 20 fellows, 20 to 25 fellows are selected every year. Once they're selected, then they are with us for 1 year. It's a residential fellowship, and they live with us for 1 year, where they get trained in video, editing, photography, storytelling. And we partner with several organizations across the region. The fellows go into the field, shoot something, come back to Tezpur, edit that into short stories, and this process goes on for 10 months. So so anybody who's interested in this field, does not have access or does not have the support system but wants to work with conservation, can apply for the Green Hub Fellowship.
Hi, my name is Karabi Zamadia and I am from Tripura. So before taking up this project, I was doing my Green Hub Fellowship. There I learned how to document and work with the communities. So after my Green Hub Fellowship in the year 2022, I took up this project. My film is about traditional medicine. So traditional medicine is practiced in Tripura even today, but it's slowly fading away. So that's the reason I wanted to work on traditional medicine. Through my films, I want to reach as much as possible to the larger audience and encourage the youth. If they would know, then only they would learn and practice and also promote. So I feel like film is the best, like video is the best to reach to the many people. So the characters actually wanted to share with the younger communities, and her son-in-law actually learn how to identify the medicinal plants. So slowly, whoever is interested, she's very down to share. But actually, it's a challenging to identify the medicinal plants. So for that, it's a bit challenging also. In my film, the characters only mention about a specific disease which require 12 medicinal plants to heal.
Amila naam to chende ase Noklak district laga ase aro moi 2014 ra filmmaking de join kurise aro moi film around 30 plus films produce kurise aro edu bichite moi itabi as a freelancer itabi moi perai thake ase aro aji ate Guwahati de aigna ekta film the last hani handle koina aji ekta release kurise edu film do ami longer version de like 30-40 minutes de banawle mon thakise bolebi takhan laga prescription hisab de noile takhan last standard size de banawle mon thaise we were given only 3 minutes to tell the story from this project Habitat Trust project. So abhi khan do mo khan la practices de sai jadam de ami khan la kahani do 3 minutes to ko na pare holebi ami khan ki ase important ase edu khan pick kurina ami khan do koi dishe holebi like ami la hisab de ami longer version de ami khan edu mo khan la practices ki ase honey bee la harvest ki thaki ase ki season de loi ki hoile ki hoy honey bees kan bi konwa khaile do hallucination bi hoi jai aro edu in hoi gina aro health benefit bi bishi ase honey bee do aro edu khan ki hoi edu khan bi sob kole mon ase. So in the future ami next month bado ami la training bi ekta fellowship start hobole ase tati bado edu script aro improve koina ami longer version de edu story sob kobole mon ase and I'm not satisfied with these 3 films, so I'm planning to come up with a longer version to tell the story, the complete story of the bee harvest. From the beginning itself moi shuru kwa time de right to ami khan laga pacha time de thaka wala practices khan morong ba shuru koina ami khan sai jele do otu morong khan bi ajikali do bishi komdi hoise noina practice bi na kora hoi jese. So itia ami khan saile do edu khan sob revive na kurise gole do ami khan la identity mo khan la language practices customs ki ase edu khan sob harai jabo edu harai jese gole do ami khan identity na thaka kon ase na jani na mo khan hoi jabole ase future edu kane moi ami khan la practices ki ase edu khan sob revive kuri kena ami khan manu naga manu kan ki tribes ase edu kan practices kan sob nijo la tribes kan bi mon dikina edu kuri kena revive kuri kena ami khan na culture preserve koribo lage edu nishna ami bi edu film do example ekta loi kena ami younger generation kan bi edu kan practices na harabo karne moi edu banai ase aro edu sa kan bi moi kobole mon ase edu kan na thakile do ami khan la environment not ami khan la culture hi na ami khan la environment bi affect hoi jai koina moi kobole mon ase. Currently I'm working with bee harvest again. Shooting is done, which I will be producing next year, and I also have another project called chum cultivation, which I will be telling the story of the chum farmers, like farmers. So not only chum, not only honeybee, but there are so many stories that we have to revive. For example, like morong ita guanish na ami khan la culture desile morong khan la use khan the institution, one of the biggest institution go pare morong do itu khan tate thaki kina youngsters khan elders khan sob jama koina story koi thakan itu khan ekta bi nai hoise ta to itu nishna ami khan la story khan sob harai jai ase itu kane morong bi gurule revive gurule mon ase aro itu nishna mokhan la practices khan song khan hole bi nohile tosra khan lock drum ekta ase ami lamonde itia bi moi ekta process kuri thaki ase itu khan bi moi kuri kina jabole mon ase kila mane morong la celebration de ki hoy ami khan la culture de morong de tha time de nohile lock drum use kora time de manu khan kina chama hoy ki share kuri kinaka manu community celebrate kuri itu khan sob itu khan koi dibo nimite aro ami khan la culture revive koribo nimite protect koribo nimite preserve koribo nimite moi itu khan tosra story bi kobole mon ase.
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter.